Three core arguments to use when seeking to invest in your field service management systems. Build your development roadmap with many stages to secure easier return on investment. In a recent article on fieldservicenews.com, Paul Muggleton, the Service Director for HSO, explained why the temptation to try to achieve too much too quickly should be replaced with a clear, well-planned, iterative approach when it comes to implementing field service management systems. One of the big challenges for companies when it comes to delivering a return on their investment in a field service management solution is that often they or the vendors they're working with will have set their targets and expectations far too wide, Muggleton explained in his article. The result of this is of course disappointment at both the executive level and the operational level, and ultimately can make gaining approval and subsequent implementation of future field service management centered projects even harder. The solution that Muggleton pointed out in the article, which happens all too frequently, was also incredibly simple. His advice is when approaching the initial project, there is a 6-word mantra to remember. Don't try to boil the ocean. A field service management solution can revolutionize how your field service operations run. It can improve your internal efficiencies, drive revenue, and delight customers. However, as Muggleton explained, we must remember field service is a complex beast with many moving parts. In Muggleton's words, if you try to optimize everything at once, the chances are you may well fail to optimize anything at all. Muggleton went on to explain that at HSO, he and his colleagues advise their customers that an iterative approach is almost always the way that they have seen their clients achieve the most significant benefits, both in the long and short term. That can then provide the mechanism for actually identifying the best approach, and that's what allows Paul and his colleagues to build a comprehensive roadmap that isn't just a tick box exercise, but builds a technology platform that meets the exact needs of their customers' businesses. Within the article, Muggleton identified scheduling as a very strong example of this. If an organisation is moving from manually scheduling their engineers with a dispatch team using a spreadsheet, in the first instance, it may not be the right move to add in a huge amount of automation into the solution. The reason for this is that when it comes to scheduling, the first thing a company needs to understand is how they want their schedule to work. The very act of moving through the process of using a dedicated scheduling solution for the company, but most importantly for its dispatchers, who can begin to see the benefits as they begin to see scheduling in an integrated way. It is only then that Muggleton suggests beginning to introduce some light touches of automation as the processes become more refined and clarified to begin to bring some further order into the workflows. And as time moves on, we can begin to ratchet up the use of automation as more advanced constraints can be introduced. It is at this point that Muggleton suggests a company should start exploring what other technologies could be introduced. For example, real-time alerts to tell the customer where the engineer is, or improved triage in the contact centre to improve first-time fix rates. As Muggleton concluded, by adopting such a layered approach, a field service organisation will not only see a direct return on their initial implementation sooner, but can also minimise any potential early costs while simultaneously reducing risks as well. And that brings us to the end of this video. However, if you found this content of use, you may be interested to know that it's actually an excerpt from a much longer documentary produced exclusively by Field Service News in partnership with HSO. If you're a fieldservicenews.com subscriber, you can access the full-length version of this video by simply clicking the links below. If you have yet to subscribe to fieldservicenews.com, then join 30,000 of your field service management peers and do so again by simply clicking the links below. But for now, thanks ever so much for taking the time to watch and listen. Thank you ever so much to HSO for being our partner on this project, and we'll see you all again soon.